doodle.fern, and today we're going to be going through one of my old high school sketchbooks. So this is my high school sketchbook from 2015. It's a moleskin, and I pulled it out a couple weeks ago just to look through some of my old art for funsies, and I had about 10 to 15 pages left that I just never finished. So I took the last week and I finished this baby off. So you're gonna get to see some of my embarrassing high school sketches and some of my newer stuff. So let's get into it. Alright, here we go. My sketchbook from 2015. I think I was a sophomore in high school when I started this, and I would have been about 16 years old. And again, this is just a moleskin. This was my first moleskin, and I actually got it as a gift from a friend, which was super nice, and I was super excited to fill it. And this was actually probably one of my favorite sketchbooks that I had for the longest time. So here I tried some watercolor on like a watercolor paper and stuck that in. Here I'm being edgy with some more watercolor. I got my first Copics, I think, in around this time in high school, so here I am trying them out. And I've also got these cute little faces. And this is, I think this is acrylic. Yeah, this is definitely acrylic and watercolor, and then I put some little stickers on top. Oh, see, yeah, the alcohol markers bled through, so I didn't use this page. Here's some more watercolor. This was my favorite thing that I had ever done for a long time. I thought that I did these freckles so nicely. And they do look pretty nice, you know, it's not bad. Here's a collage. Can you tell I was a teenager? This is, I think I had this like very magenta colored pen that I really loved to use at the time, and I like to put water on top of it and make it bleed. And here is an OC that I made, and I don't think I ever drew him again. I think this is just, I was just practicing a different color schemes for like a concept. I think for like a wallpaper or something inside a house. More watercolor. This was a portrait of a friend. And I think this was like, I mean, this is definitely East Asia inspired mountains and bamboo. Looks like I was practicing hands here, and they look pretty decent. Also some like male body anatomy, and oh, a kiss. Here's some more of that pink pen. I really liked experimenting with pens and lots of color. I've got a lot of color in this sketchbook, and I think that's probably why this sketchbook was my favorite for a long time. Here we've got more OCs. I think I only used this one a handful of times, but I really liked this page and their design. And I think it's, you know, you see this curve, it's just so, I don't know, swoopy. And then you've got these straight lines on the outsides of the arms, but they're curvy on the inside, and I think it's good contrast. Yeah, maybe I should bring him back. They're pretty cute. Here we've got some like scratch and sniffs. I really like to take, you know, perfume samples out of magazines and stick them in my sketchbook because it would make my sketchbook smell really nice. Watercolor, pink and blue is still probably one of my favorite color combinations. Another OC that I never used. Yeah, just doodles. And then here I was doing that thing where you just put blobs on a page and then you try to, like, you know, make characters or little illustrations out of them. And here's another perfume sample. And more characters. I think I was just like testing out a pen here. I probably got a new pen or something. More, I think this is is possibly an OC, or it was like a Pinterest study. And this girl has no arms, but this is the ink that I love, and I think I talk about it in like every video. But it's this Iro Shizuku Konpeki ink by Pilot, and it's really expensive. It's like $20 for this bottle, but this is huge. This will probably last you your entire lifetime. The ink is really fun to use. I like using it in combination with water, and that's what I did here. This is probably one of the first times I used this ink, actually. So this was a thumbnail for like an illustration I wanted to do of my character. I think his name is Sam. And he's like facing a wall, and he's got this set of lyrics on his back from, I think, the front bottoms, because I was really into them at the time. But I never made a full I never made a full illustration out of that. This is one of my favorite pages in the whole book, just because I was so proud of myself for how I made, you know, he's holding a heart in his hands and it's glowing, and all around him it's dark, and I made, you know, you can see the light reflecting off of him, and I thought it was really cool at the time. I still think it's pretty cool. It'd be fun to redo it again. Here I was just testing out how I wanted to do the ink. Some more hand practice. These are pretty good, actually. These are not bad. Doggos. This is fucking Griffith from Berserk. Yeah. My characters, Sam and his boy Fluorite. And I think these were like anatomy figure studies. And then this, I will address this. This is embroidery, and you know, I was a depressed teenager. I had a lot of negative feelings, and at one point what I did to kind of deal with that was just sit down and embroider, and it really helped, and it also was like a non-harmful way to deal with my feelings. So I would recommend it. More Griffith. That asshole. OC thumbnail for a bigger piece. I was in art class. This was the first time I actually went to art class, and it was amazing because I just had like an hour and a half just to do art. So I've got a lot of thumbnails for pieces I did for that class. More doodles. Here we had like, our teacher would have us stick these in our sketchbooks, and they were like drawing assignments, and we had to follow these prompts, and then she would grade what we drew. And I think here I'm just like practicing hair. This is Fluorite. I'm using that pink pen again. Some more of that pinkish, I guess it's kind of like pinkish red, but I had a lot of fun with that pen, and I'm sad that I lost it. And here's an OC, maybe? And then this was definitely referenced off an image. These are song lyrics, I think, from Marina and the Diamonds, possibly. But yeah, I just did a lot of experimentation in this sketchbook, and it was great. Lots of little things. I remember struggling at the time with feeling like there were so many rules I had to follow when making art, and I was just constantly trying to fight that and to like just be able to freely create. And that's still something I struggle with today, which is kind of funny. But here's a bunch of little guys with Damn Daniel. That was the meme of the year. But these were inspired by Marudi Bitamin? I have no idea how to pronounce it, but she just makes all these fun little wobbly characters. And I was really inspired by her at the time. Here are just some concepts for my concentration, because I was taking AP art, and as the edgy little teenager that I was, I decided my like focus theme was gonna be blood. So in the next couple pages there's gonna be some depictions of that, but I covered up the stuff that I thought could be really triggering. So here I was testing out how to depict that, with acrylic paint. And here's a concept for a piece. I did turn this into a full illustration. And then some borzois, puppies. More little thumbnails for my concentration. We had to make 12 different pieces. I think this is the same OC from like the beginning of the book, but yeah, I think this is them. I feel like I remember watching like a Japanese movie. I think it was like a horror movie or something, and this was a character from that. But at this time, I have no idea what the movie was. I've completely forgotten. We've got more thumbnails. I turned this into a bigger thing. This one too, and also this one. The rest of them didn't make it. This turned into a full piece. This turned into a full piece. This one didn't make it, but this was a pretty flower. I did this in like probably blue brush pen and Copic markers. Here's like a half animal character that I made, and he's like carrying his baby brother. He was based off of an African wild dog, and I actually made a paper doll out of him and everything, but I think I lost it. And then this here, I think this is from like a trip to the zoo, and I was drawing the animals. Some collage work. This says, "I feel sorry for the earth you walk on," and I have no idea what that is in reference to, or if it is in reference to anything, or I was just being edgy. More characters, original characters, he's cute. I really like this page. I think these guys are so cute. Cause you know, he's like, "Hey, do you want to smoke?" And he's like, no. But I'm imagining him, the raccoon, as like an upperclassman, and this guy like wants to fit in, but he also doesn't want to smoke because his mom told him, "Hey, don't do drugs." And he's a good kid. Anyway, this guy's eating ice cream. Another OC that I designed a lot of OCs. I really liked designing them and then not using them ever again. Also, look at him. Looks like another OC page. This guy's being edgy. This is Sam, I think? And then a frog, and then just characters. This, I don't know, this reminded me of my character Sam, and then I liked that this kind of went with it. Either because this image is kind of red, and then this was red. I don't know. I just thought it looked nice. Practicing like a water. This looks like water drops. Water dropping. Different ways to make a water drop. And then this page was my favorite for a long time. I put these little rhinestone stickers on the piece, so it's like a mixture of 2D and 3D art. And I thought it was really fun. I think I did this mostly with like India ink markers and my Copic markers. But I really liked these like full, very like plush lips, and then the like really fluffy, is that what you would call them? Fluffy eyelashes? I really liked that aesthetic when I was a teen. And it bled on the back, obviously, because Copic markers, so I just put another face on the back. Here we've got more characters. I really liked sticking sparkly things in my sketchbook at the time, and I made some sparkly eyes with this sparkle watercolor that I had access to. Steak! Just some little guys. He's a mood. Another OC I designed and then forgot about. And Shiro from, gosh, Voltron. I didn't think that was that long ago, but that was. Oh, this is my like official palette from Prismacolor, for my Prismacolor markers that I stuck in here. And then this little dude, he's pretty cute. I'd like to redraw him sometime. And then just a collage page. I think this is Kenma from Haikyuu. I really liked that show as well. And then just characters, guys. This was definitely referenced of something. I think these two were just freehand. These are probably more sketches from either a zoo or an aquarium, and then a marker sketch. And I like to draw on the back of my pages, like over top of what led through, just because I felt bad wasting the page. But, you know, like, you can only do so much when you've got something, a full illustration on the other side. Got this cool little dude here. He's very colorful. Nice little clouds. Yep. When I was a teenager, I had really, really bad cystic acne, and if I wasn't wearing makeup, I was too ashamed to even look anybody in the eye because of my face, and it was painful because it was deep, you know, deep acne. So I put fake acne on all these models from a magazine, and ta-da, collage. More collage. This is like collage with just pen doing like an experimental background with lots of different textures. This is another collage, and I guess I was really into textures at the time, because there's a lot of texture going on here. And this page feels pretty lazy. This was definitely referenced from an image. This one probably was too. It's a little witch lady crawling out of like a pond or something. And then I had a floral design class, and we had to like draw whichever flowers we were learning about that week. So I started drawing them in this sketchbook, and then I got a new sketchbook for it. So here's just a little character, and then I redrew her like a week ago just to see how like my style has changed and everything, and I thought that was pretty fun. More guys on the back. I think I was watching Chobits. Chobits? Lots of thumbnails. Aha! So here is where we are this year. This was December 28th of 2021. So I found the sketchbook, and I had like this many pages left that were completely blank, and I wanted to fill it in so I could give you guys a sketchbook tour and not have a bunch of empty pages at the end. So here's a whole doodle page full of cats. And then here I was trying to draw horses, and I was really trying to stylize them, because one of my big goals this year is to be able to use my own brain to stylize, you know, what I'm looking at. Because what I've done in the past is look at how other people have stylized an animal or a person or something and then imitate them, but I want to be able to use my own knowledge to do that. So that's what I'm doing this year. And some of them turned out a little funky. I think his legs were like too long, and I think his neck is too thick, but I'm learning as I'm going. I really liked this guy. I think he's super cute in his little field of flowers. Then this page I just filled in with like a black gel pen doing shoe studies, because I've got bleed through from the Copics. Not the Copics. They're not Copics, but they are alcohol markers. Little portrait. This one, I was just like trying to fill the page. This was the last page, and I had skipped over it after I did the rest of these. So this is just like a redraw in my style from a manga page of Neon Genesis Evangelion. Here's one of my newer OCs. So this is one I created. I made him a couple years ago, but he's the character that I've used the most and loved the most and given the most backstory and everything. Legs, because they're the bane of my artistic existence, and anytime I draw somebody like just standing, I have to redraw the legs like 50 times, so I was trying to get a better handle on them here. For this page, I picked a color palette that I liked, and then I was trying to like make an illustration or a character or something just with that color palette. And this is what I came up with. And when I finished making him, I was like, okay, this looks like the cat from Gumball. And then I was disappointed in myself. But it looks pretty cute. I'm not super happy with it. This page I just filled with black gel pen doodles, again, because the bleed. I wasn't putting a whole lot of effort into this page. For this one, I was, again, working on stylization, so I took references off Pinterest for different dog breeds, and then I tried to stylize them a bit more. And I really liked how the mini Schnauzer came out. I think his face is really cute, and I like his fluffy little paws. Some more stylization. I went even further with these, and I was really proud of them. So this is an Australian Shepherd, and this is a Groenendael. I think it's some European breed, but I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I thought these came out looking really nice. This was just a drawing of my sister and her dog, and I was trying to use multimedia. So I've got pen, marker, and gouache, and colored pencil, but I didn't love how this one turned out. Here I was experimenting with portraits and trying to make them, again, more stylized and not exactly what I see in the image, but trying to add my own twist to it. And I like when portraits and drawings have a lot of detail in the center where the focus is, and the further you get from the center, the less detail there is. So, you know, I've got a lot going on with the hair up here, and then as you get further away, there's less detail. And then the same with this one, and this one too. And final page, we've got some Newfoundland puppies. And they're so cute. They've got giant paws. They turn into like these huge dogs. So when they're puppies, their paws are just gigantic compared to the rest of them. And this is covered up because this was like a note that my friend who got me this notebook left me, and it's, you know, obviously personal. But that's it. That's the sketchbook. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really enjoyed looking back at this again. It's cool to see where I've come from and where I am now, and, you know, everything I've done in between. I do have an Instagram if you'd like to follow me there. I'm trying to do a 365 challenge where I both draw something and post something every day. So if you want to see new drawings from me, check me out there. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you want to stick around and see more of my art, maybe hit the subscribe button. Yeah, I'm so glad that you guys hung out with me, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!